Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you are enjoying this content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have subscribed, one, thank you. Two, please check real quick. Make sure it still says you're subscribed. I've had multiple people tell me that they have subscribed and been unsubscribed. I've had people tell me multiple times that it's happened to them. I know some other YouTubers that have dealt with that as well. It seems to happen with channels that don't always have opinions that are, you know, part of the group, shall we say. We'll put it that way. So, anyway, thank you so much for those who have been liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that. It really does help out a lot. I do appreciate it. It's crazy that we're over 6,000 subscribers. And okay, so let's dig in. We've got a video here of Christie Sides, coach of the Indiana Fever. This was very recent, I believe yesterday. I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, talking about Caitlin Clark. Now, this is about not quite a minute and a half long. We're going to listen to this. We're going to talk about it because it's really interesting when we think back to earlier in the season.
You expect those mistakes to become fewer and fewer.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the reps with her new teammates. You know, it's the reps with understanding where Aaliyah is going to roll to, or where Liz is going to pop to, or where the defense, and then also the scheming part of it, where the defense is coming from, and just making those reads. I mean, she's making these reads now against the best players in the world, right? I mean, these are some great athletes who are putting pressure on her that she's never felt before. She's starting to figure that out. That's reps. So I think it to me that's where we're going to see the improvement. I talked about her being a playmaker and you know juggling that and trying to make sure like we're getting she's needs to take a certain amount of shots for us to be successful, but her playmaking skills are just that to me is what's so impressive, and it's just been so fun to be out on the court with Caitlin Clark and the things that she sees, her court vision and the passes that she makes. I mean, sometimes you just have to pause and I just turn around. I'm just like, wow, like, just that a pass that she'll make, and we'll go over and look at it during the practice, like with our video guy, just because we're like, wow, was that as special as we thought it was, and it is. So I think like you said, reps has a huge part of that.
The
Okay. Wow. So I see that and I think this is either a deep fake or Christie Sides has been replaced by a robot or a cyborg, because this is now obviously the proof is in the pudding. I understand what is meant by that, by the way, but I really don't understand why that phrase became a thing. I think I got that one from my dad from way, way back. And what I mean by that is we'll see how the season goes, the ending of the season, and how the Fever play. But this is the first time, and this is why I wanted to point this out and why I think it's significant. This is the first time that I can think of where I listened to Christie Sides talk about Caitlin Clark as a player for a while without any hint of negativity, without any hint of passive aggressiveness, where there's a compliment, but it's not really a compliment. This was just straight up appreciation for what Caitlin Clark brings to the team as a player, to the point of fangirling at the end there when she talked about the playmaker that Caitlin Clark is and some of the plays she makes in practice, and actually having to stop and go look at the video replay in practice because it was such a wow moment. That smile on her face when she talked about being on the court with Caitlin Clark and being able to witness Caitlin Clark's greatness in her playmaking ability. Now, I do see that this Christie Sides is wearing glasses on her eyes, right? I think I've seen her once or twice with them on her head. And even her voice sounds better. So, is this Christie Sides? That'd be really funny if this rumor took off. But I just find this really fascinating because if we go back to earlier in the season, and I've done video on this, and for those of you that have been following the Fever and the WNBA, you know this to be true, is Christie Sides has had a lot of problems in just praising Caitlin Clark, just straight up praising her. Nothing negative, no passive aggressiveness. I mean, we can go all the way back before the season even started when she talked about she can't take shots that she took in college, and she's got point 0.5 seconds, half a second, to make a decision, and all of those things. And even how about the Kennedy Carter incident when instead of protecting her player, she comes out and says, "Oh well, I didn't see it. We were looking at the other way." It happened where they're inbounding the ball, so I don't understand how she wasn't watching. Right? That was a huge one for me. For those of you that don't remember, that's what Christie Sides said after the game about the Kennedy Carter incident. She didn't see it because she was looking at the other end of the court. I don't understand that at all to this day. I would love an explanation. That being said, the Indiana Fever, because she's right about some of the other things. First of all, also I love that she said Caitlin Clark has to take a certain amount of shots for the team to be successful. That's 100% true. She talked about her and Aaliyah Boston and how they play off each other, and that's gotten better and better. The Fever have now had all this time to both bond as teammates and get better and more comfortable playing together as teammates, and both are huge for any of you that have been on teams and have been on good teams in terms of culture, environment, locker room versus bad teams in locker room and culture and environment. You know what a difference a positive team culture, a positive environment can mean in terms of how you perform during a game. So this is a good sign for me for the Fever. They're in a good spot right now. I mean, I don't think they're going to catch number 5, or was it number 6? But I think number 4, right? I think they've got the Phoenix Mercury are the team ahead of them at 13 and 12. And then there's a gap to the Las Vegas Aces, which are 16 and 8. I do think they can overtake the Phoenix Mercury. I mean, think about it. The Phoenix Mercury play Thursday. They play Thursday, and then they play the Fever on Friday. They play the Sky on Thursday. So after Thursday and Friday, the Mercury could easily be 13 and 14, and the Indiana Fever could be 12 and 15. We could be heading into Saturday with the Fever being one game behind the Phoenix Mercury. Possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's possible. We know Griner did not play well in the Olympics. We all know about Diana Taurasi. Kalia Copper obviously played well, but so the Chicago Sky fully rested. They could take that game, and then the Phoenix Mercury, an older, slower team, would have to play a fully rested, ready to go, can't wait to get on the court Indiana Fever the very next night. So that could be very, very interesting. So the Indiana Fever could get that Phoenix Mercury spot. We shall see. But I just thought this was really, really interesting because this is for me, a very different Christie Sides than what we were hearing the first 26 games of the season, now headed into the final stretch after the Olympic break. I don't know, maybe that time as a team with that extended break was really, really good. Maybe the Fever have recognized what they have. Maybe it came from the top down because, like I said in another video, we're seeing a whole different Indiana Fever social media team as well that was also not exactly pro Caitlin Clark for most of the beginning of the season, and lately, leading into the season restarting, has posted some really great content about Caitlin Clark. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this vibe that you get from Christie Sides. Is it different? Does it mean anything? Obviously, like I said, though, proof is in the pudding, and we'll see for sure. But it just seems different to me. It seems different in a good way. Again, doesn't mean I think Christie Sides is a good coach, but if Christie Sides can at least become something positive for the Indiana Fever and how she handles the team, and especially how she handles Caitlin Clark in a relationship, coach player relationship situation, setting aside the whole like when to call timeout and when not to stuff and things like that, that will go a long, long way. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot. I do appreciate it. And I will talk to you later.